Hello, this is a Bosendorfer Grand, 190 centimeters long, made in 1928. 190 centimeters is not the common length for a Bosendorfer Grand. They're usually 170 or 200 centimeters. So 190 is 6'3", so it's a really good length. I'm pleased to get the piano in. The pedals are extremely low. They're about 3.5 centimeters from the floor, which means you could certainly put caster cups under, and the leg room at the moment is about 59.5, so you may well want to put caster cups, raising them by an inch or so, 3 centimeters or so, and that would be more comfortable if you're a tall person. Otherwise it's fine, obviously, if you're not tall. Then pedal height there. Pedal height's normally about 7.5, 8 centimeters from the floor, so there's plenty of scope there for increasing the height. So the key tops have been replaced. They're really well done. Then original ivory, obviously, but now it's not ivory, it's a modern type of key top. It was reconditioned in 1998 by Peter Salisbury, who was a well-known technician, in fact done broadcasting, so he's very well known in the trade. So I'm very pleased to get the piano in because he's done some excellent work on it. The casework, the polyester, is in pretty perfect condition. There's just one thing that we need to attend to. Now the polyester on the fall here, if you look, I hope you can see it on the, shows up on the video I think, there, it's just cracked slightly, so that's going to have to be redone. I think we're going to have to redo the whole of the fall. And also, interestingly, the name here we can't buff up. This is quite common that when it was polyester, it's polyestered over the brass, so you can't buff the brass up. So when it's redone, we'll do it in such a way that you can buff this up and it'll shine like it was when it was new. Apart from that, there is scratching on here where it's obviously been used, had music put on it, so we'll buff it out as well as we possibly can. So the condition of the case is excellent, apart from the fall, which we'll have to take off and redo. So if you come and look at this piano soon, you'll find it's without the fall, but you'll have seen it on the video and the photos, so you'll know what it looks like. Now I've already tried buffing the top of the piano, and I think most of the scratches have come out, so that's encouraging. The inside's in perfect condition. It's a little bit dusty, as you can see. It's just making the video before we do anything. The tuning pins are extremely tight, and my lever shows that they're not the original, so they would be much further down on it. This is a standard medium star head, so they're reasonably large tuning pins, but very tight. Now Peter Salisbury has actually signed his name on here, which is really helpful. It's always useful to know who's restored the piano, and Peter Salisbury is well known in the trade and has worked for many top musicians and done broadcasting too. So all the work's obviously done well, and I'm very encouraged by that. There's new hammers here. They got the usual undercovering in orange for Bosendorfer, and there is, I think this may be a date, maybe that is 1997, that would concur with being sold in 1998, but I'm not sure about that. If you're in the trade and can identify that, and that seems to be 004, that would be really helpful. So the hammer's just been worn in a little bit so we can reface them and voice them. Not been played a lot, apparently they're bought by retiring musicians. So then they didn't play an awful lot after they got the piano, so we've got the piano having been played in, and many things on the piano are well regulated already. The springs, for instance, if we let this check, we can watch that hammer checking, and now if I lift my finger off the key a bit, it goes upwards reasonably positively, but not so much that I can feel it strongly in my finger. So that's not something we'll need to do. Just check them all through, obviously, but they seem to all be correct. So in summary, there's very little for us to do to this piano compared to what we normally find. We've got to do lots of regulation. Haven't even written main work here. That should be voicing really, and also the key, the fall, as I say, that name there needs to be buffed. We'd like that to be buffed up, and we can't get at it because it's so under the polyester, and also you have this damage here. And I think the only way of putting that right really is to redo the whole of the fall, which will enable us to buff that up as well. So it's cosmetic obviously, but we want to try and present the piano as perfect as possible. The key weighting is pretty good. 59 slightly heavy there, but generally you can see 50, 53, we've mentioned this many times. Up weight of 27, which is good. That should be relatively low, and gets lighter in the treble, so it's almost exactly right. We'll obviously even that out even more and make it like a new piano. So let's compare the tone with some other pianos. This is a 1980 Yamaha G3. and a 9027 Grotri in Steinberg 160 centimetres for a shorter piano. So that's a Bosendorfer, 190 centimetres long, which is an unusual length for a Bosendorfer. So 6'3". The tone is, well, unsurpassed really. For a 6'3" grand piano, there wouldn't be a better one. I'm convinced about that. We've had obviously the same quality of piano in before, but really they're so special, and the action as well is extremely beautifully regulated. It's a Renner action, and it's been very well regulated indeed. We'll obviously do some refining to it, but fortunately there's not an awful lot to do. We're having to repair the fall, so we're sending it off today to be repaired by the polyester specialists, and the piano should be ready by Christmas. So if you're interested in getting it before then please let us know. If you're not in a hurry, obviously we can keep it for you till after Christmas. Thank you very much for listening. If you're interested, please write to us, info@robertspianos.com.